Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the Marketing Lab podcast today. Right now, I'm with Jessica Gilliam. She is the founder of a company called Blackstone Digital. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you for having me. This is wonderful.
I'm so excited to have everybody meet you, get to learn a little bit about you, your background, your insight. So, can we just go ahead and dive right in and tell me a little bit about your experience in the healthcare industry, one, which is really exciting for me because a lot of people already know that I have experience in the healthcare background as well. And then just about Blackstone Digital, how you started it and where you are today.
Absolutely. I kind of grew up in the industry of medical aesthetics. It's funny because I went to school for my undergrad was actually fine arts. And when I graduated was just shortly after 9/11. And I had my big vision was to become a graphic designer and work for an agency. And I'd actually interned at a local agency in my hometown and was really, really passionate about that. But, life had other plans and it was, those jobs were scarce. So I segued over into something that I was probably even more obsessed with than graphic design, which was skincare. So went on to get my aesthetics license, on board with a local dermatologist in my hometown, and really just kind of grew up through the industry. So I have about 22 years in medical aesthetics, and that includes dermatology, plastic surgery, med spa. I've worn all the hats as most small business owners and small business employees do. Just kind of promoted organically through the industry. I've run lasers and I've done ops and have been a practice manager, practice director. And then obviously, as most businesses continue to grow and you're looking to woo and attract more patients, we turn our efforts over to marketing. So a lot of I guess my learning and my fascination with marketing in the plastic surgery space really came from working alongside doctors who were just really struggling to get people in. Plastic surgery is not an insurance-based practice. So it's something that, surgeons really have to do to differentiate not only their work, but the entire patient experience, and really making sure that, they're targeting the type of patient that they want to have, that's got that discretionary income to spend on plastic surgery. And so I've sat through so many meetings with doctors and would just feel just kind of frustrated and helpless, frankly. There are a lot of would-be marketing gurus out there who take, a weekend course, or they don't really have a lot of knowledge under the belt, but, they know just enough to kind of be dangerous. And so, every doctor, every small business owner is looking for a way to save money, but also promote their business. And, we trusted in a lot of people who, we had to learn a lot of lessons the hard way. So fast forward to COVID, I was working for a plastic surgeon down in Dallas. I know it's always before COVID, after COVID.
It really is. It's a milestone. Yes.
Yes. And so, my son, I have a son, I'm married, and we needed to, bring him home and finish his education. He went to spring break and never went back to first grade. And so I really spent a lot of time just reflecting. I also turned 40 that year. And for me, that was kind of maybe I'm at the midpoint of life. What do I really want to do from here on out? And I really prayed about it, and I felt like I was pretty successful at being able to, hire talent, train for skill, in plastic surgery. But after you get to a certain point with developing your team, a lot of it is just not as challenging or fulfilling for me personally as maybe I thought it would. Or thought it would be. So I decided to go and get my master's in digital marketing and data analytics. And I did that. And so I really wanted to have answers for all of those questions that I never got answers to when I was working with doctors. And I thought, if this is something that I could do, that I could add value to make the experience where I couldn't be the solution for doctors at the time, if I could come into that space and really be their trusted guide and help them kind of siphon through what's fact and what's just conjecture on marketing, then maybe I can help more people and do it and feel more fulfilled in the process.
I love that. And I'm like in awe, wow, because there's not enough of you in the space. That's one of the things that I have experienced firsthand. And I would say now, in my time working with different clinicians, physicians, and providers, that sometimes that they're still trying to determine like, what is the right thing that I'm supposed to do? What do I need to do to move forward? And they've been told conflicting things. They don't really know how to read data and analytics on marketing, all the
Right.
different platforms and things. So I just love that you dove in, you learned everything about that, and that you're able to provide so much value now to these
Yeah.
clinicians. So that's
I think,
amazing.
yeah, it's so fulfilling, and I love moving the needle, for revenue for practices. But what I really love doing is, you can go in, and you've seen this on your side too. You go, do website audits, or you go and look at social media presences, and you just think, I don't feel a connection to that person or that practice. And so what I really love is being able to bring, the practice personality to life in the social
Mm.
space and on the website. And really, I find that if I can do a lot of like deep dive into helping a business owner define their brand, that really helps identify their value prop, not only for them, but for their employees, for their team, for their extender providers, and then helps them show up authentically in the marketplace, which is, as you and I know, is really what's going to drive long-lasting relationships.
That's amazing. And I think that's such a big need in the healthcare space too. I'm already thinking of several people that I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I need to introduce you guys. But that's amazing. I
We
love
need
what
to
you
team
do.
up.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's incredible because that's one of the things that it's unless you've been in the space or the industry and have, kind of been at those board tables behind the scenes, so to speak, and understood, okay, here's what we're faced with and here's what's not connecting, or, the loop is not closed, basically. And to be able to help in that sense and provide that area of expertise, whether it's branding, bringing a practice alive, showcasing the work that they do, bringing their web presence, bringing in that personality, all of those things, and even showing up on Google. That's one of the things I see a lot of times too. That I've had several physicians say, "I didn't even know that I was supposed to do that," or "I didn't even know that existed," and that's okay because they're great surgeons, or they're great at their craft, and they were never trained, and you can't blame them in any way on what do I need to do to enhance my online presence. And it's kind of like, okay, that's where we come in. So
Yes,
it's
that's
really
so true.
rewarding. Yes, so that's neat. So, who would you say is like the person or the type of person that you work with the most now, who might want to reach out to you for help or any of your expertise?
I really work full spectrum. I have some accounts that are just very small. They're just out there trying to hang their shingle and,
Yeah.
open their doors. And then I have, well-established plastic surgeons who are, in the 3 million plus that
Hmm.
just they know they have a need for marketing. They don't have the internal talent to do that, and they need someone kind of, I'd probably define that as more as a fractional
Hmm.
CMO.
Hmm.
But really just we kind of talked about this earlier, but my heart is really just to serve. So
Yes.
I love working for people who see the value in marketing. I like to help turn on that light bulb for people who
Hmm.
maybe don't see the value in it. And then really just dial into their needs and their goals for their brand, and then just lean in and help them build something beautiful. So you could probably say the same too, but I think when we get people who come to us, it's typically people who are frustrated because they
Hmm.
are showing up in some form or fashion, but their efforts just are not translating to patience and profitability.
Hmm.
So a lot of it is, I think, rooted in guerrilla marketing tactics. They're
Hmm.
just throwing up information, or they're a low cost leader with, we're going to offer discounts every month, and then, we'll woo people in that way. And it's just really people who, I would say anyone who is not seeing results with their marketing and needs, that trusted guide or someone to say, this is what you're doing well.
Yeah.
Let's optimize this for you and make this better.
That's exactly right. And I think one of the things that I love just speaking with you is the heart to serve. And I think that that's one of the main things that's missed. A lot of times people in the space are just kind of just going through the motions and here, let's try this and this might work. And they don't really know. So one, it's like a combination of having the desire to serve and therefore coming up with actual results. And if something doesn't work, okay, let's try the next thing that does work until you find that the thing that, resonates and actually does drive revenue. And those can be multiple things in marketing. It's not necessarily a one size fits all thing, but when you have that heart and the desire to serve, those things eventually evolve because you never stop looking and striving and trying to make any of the practices or your clients, succeed. So I think that that's an incredible thing that's really like the anchor because you can apply many different marketing strategies and individual tactics to different things to try to drive that revenue growth. But at the end of the day, when you really have your heart in it, I think that's just such a huge key differentiator in actually making these companies thrive. So I love that.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So tell me, where can people find you? Do you have a website or anything they should go see?
So I do have a website. It's blackstonedigital.net. And I am that classic example of the plumber's house is the last one to be served.
Yes.
We're fixing everyone else's plumbing, but I'm not too great about my own. But I have my goal this year is to be more present on social media myself.
Yeah.
If people want actionable items that they can implement, right away from where they are, no matter where they are in their marketing journey, they can sign up to get emails from me. I just want to add value. So, not everyone might be in a place where they can step up and say, I want to work with someone right away, but that doesn't mean that you can't start where you are with what you have and really shine bright on your own.
That's right. And you can also assess, like, if you're somebody who's not exactly sure what to do or what might work with you, you can assess what are the things that are successful. What are some of the marketing tactics and strategies that are out there in the space right now? So I just encourage you to learn from Jessica, watch some of the things that she's doing, find her on social. I'll put all her links in the comments below, and feel free to reach out to her as a resource as well. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come on today.
Thank you so much. I would love to chat more.
Yes, I know. I love it.
Yeah.